From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. And that music carried on just in time because it gave me enough time to remember I'd forgot to book a ticket for my son to do something at the weekend. And that intro gave me just enough time to get in before the fucking red line cut me off.
Well, that would have been a bit of a fucker.
Would have been. So thank you, fucking intro music. Anyway, how are you doing, Ollie? You good?
I'm all right, lad. I'm
Yeah.
all right.
Good.
The alien invasion is pretty much here.
It
on
seems
our
like it.
doorstep.
I was trying to find some stuff, right? We've got some more stuff to go into, but we might as well have a quick chat about this because there was no evidence for it. But apparently the Anunnaki called into fucking TVs and hijacked the TV station in Georgia.
So there's no footage of this?
No.
That makes me believe it fucking more, Lee.
Well, let's do you know what? I haven't got this pulled up, but I'll do it dead quickly because it was fucking everywhere.
It just reminds me of the fucking Reddit alien, you know?
Well, what it does do is, so here's this is the guy that I heard talk about it earlier. I'm going to bring him up. Funny enough, it's great. Someone, lo and behold, this might be a sign of the apocalypse anyway, apart from me just having a shave because it was all getting a bit, fucking Liver King. Someone's made a TikTok video without fucking stupid music in it. So I know, Ollie. So yeah, let's listen.
2026 is on the way.
Let's listen to what this overly serious person has to say.
I don't give a fuck if he's not putting any
Videos popping up claiming that allegedly in parts of Georgia and South Carolina, people had their TV broadcasts interrupted for about.
Catalites in there, isn't it?
I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear it.
The world is saved.
3 minutes. This happened just in the last couple of days. And during that time, a message supposedly from the Anunnaki aired, acknowledging the current chaos among humans, warning of severe weather events coming, and then saying that they were going to help. And then right after that, people in these same areas reported seeing fireballs streaking across the sky, like multiple reports. So yes, this sounds completely crazy, and I am skeptical, but I'm also open-minded enough to ask. There actually was a TV broadcast interruption in southern England in 1977 where a group claimed to be Ashtar Galactic Command, and they talked about human awakening. So I'm being open-minded. Was it something like that? Has anyone seen this alleged Anunnaki broadcast firsthand? Do you have video of it? or know someone who does, drop any links, videos, or stories in the comments. I'm actually very curious.
So the interesting thing I found about this was, I wonder if I can find it. So if I just share my screen again, obviously I'm sorry if you're listening to this, you won't be able to see what's going on here.
I'll tell you something, just for our audience, that's the first time I've heard that, but I've got a clip that we're going to show soon. And when he said fucking fireball streaking across the sky.
Well, I've got the before we get into the like stuff that's been seen in the sky, I've got that 1977 UK TV hijack to play as well, so people can hear it if they haven't done.
Let's have that.
But before we get into it, all these videos on TikTok, including this guy being overused like fuck, and all the UFO things, this has soaked TikTok. Like the whole idea that this broadcast was taken over,
right?
It's fucking all over the place. And this guy's clip has been used on countless accounts, like doing it. Like
the Anunnaki's like giants, aren't they?
Well, that's supposedly the ancient gods that fucking seeded life on the planet, give us technology. What the Prometheus aliens were based upon.
Yes.
But yeah, like I'm obviously right. The fact that nobody fucking, because there's a couple of videos of like what seems to be like weird music and like crackly TVs that's gone up, but there's nothing to verify where that's come from. But just the fact that it's all over TikTok, like people need to get what I think realistically. I'm sure there's lots of people listening to this podcast which have got like maybe paid accounts on TikTok where they can earn a couple of shillings from making some content. But anybody knows that when things get pushed on TikTok, it's because they're getting rewarded for it being pushed.
So push the alien agenda.
So for some reason, the TikTok algorithm, I think, is because there's no point in these people doing this stuff. Like that guy sat there in his little studio doing that. He's not doing that because he like cares about what he's doing. He knows, and like rightly so, he knew as well, because he made that clip of him sat in his little studio talking about this, and then that clip has been used fucking thousands of times now. Like he's basically turned into an Instagram filter there. So I don't think things like that happen up by accident. I was amazed. Like we our account, we don't make anything from
TikTok
because we don't put TikToks out. And
I feel like we should put one out tomorrow.
No, because our TikToks never get any traction because we never hit there's like goals. So what you'll do is you go into your creator profile on TikTok, and it says if you do X dance, for instance, with X music on grass outside, sunny day, they'll hit our goals for this advertisement slot.
You don't get what I'm saying. If this Anunnaki thing is trending on TikTok right now, experiment
maybe.
It. Just whack it out, see what happens.
Maybe, yeah. But that's the thing. I can't help feel. I wonder if there's a secret like board of things that you can hit to get like.
I think you've just got to be a complete bell end. Then you
maybe I don't know. There's something weird about the way certain things catch online and take far, because it's okay. People say, oh yeah, well it's pushed out. Yeah, okay, it's pushed out, but it has to catch before you can push it, because you need the people making the content. So there needs to be a certain amount of it, because I think a lot of TikTok is AI, and like people you don't think about will be as well. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. We're going to enter that realm soon of like
AI
maybe
influencer.
Yeah, but where you don't know, and then there'll be a big thing like you'll know because they haven't done podcasts essentially. But I think within 5 years' time, there'll be somebody that comes out, does a load of TikToks, get like a load of videos on different platforms, makes a load of impact in what they're doing. Like who's the handsome guy, with the big chin, the conspiracy theorist guy.
Oh, you're on about the mustache man?
Yeah, mustache man. I could have just said mustache man without saying he's handsome.
Yeah, we know you like him now, don't we?
It's that jawline, man. Who wouldn't?
What's he called now? It's gonna fucking really piss me off.
Ian Carroll. That's it.
Ian Carroll.
But I think you'll find like an Ian Carroll will come out, and then he'll do gangbusters for like 2 years, and then someone will come out and say he's my AI. He's not real.
Yeah.
Kind of to be perfectly honest, kind of what happened with Titania McGrath. Do you remember Titania McGrath being massive on X?
No.
And it was a British comedian that was doing. She was like Titania was a far left progressive activist,
right?
And his tweets were fucking hilarious. Like it was so funny. And he just built this whole, I forget the guy's fucking name. You'd know him. You'd know who he was. He does like GB News and all that sort of stuff now. He's quite big.
What? He's far left?
No, he's not. He made her a far left activist.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
But he wrote. I tell you what he used to do. He used to write for Jonathan Pye before they fell out.
Right.
Doyle, something Doyle. Ross Doyle, not Ross Doyle. I know a Ross Doyle. He's a person, not a comedian. Something Doyle, I think. Anyway, but yeah, like I think it was like that. So and then he came out and said, "No, this is actually my like alt account." I think that'll happen with influencers. But I'm just saying, like these things get pushed for a fucking reason. But do you want to have a listen to that like thing? Like in 1977, there was you must have seen this before. You've seen this before, yeah?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of shit. Bring it on.
So in 1977, there was like normal, I think it was like prime time sort of TV time, like in the evening, and there was a show on. This is verifiable fact as well. It was supposed to be like the signal was hijacked. It's fucking 1977 here, people. This isn't just like replacing a stream. This would have been.
Make it big.
Really hard work. I will make it big. This would have been really hard work. So, right, let's have a listen to it because it's fucking wild.
Turn it up a bit.
Yeah, that's as loud as it'll go.
I mean, I can barely hear it, so I bet our audience can't.
There must be a better version than that because I've heard better versions than this. Here we go. This one looks better. Right,
there we go. Let's go.
Because the images that were on screen were right. The audio was real, but I don't think the images happen. So let's listen to this one.
These include stopping the execution of all captured prisoners of war. Negotiation. In Australia, Mr. Perry Packard's cricketers are still thinking about this remarkable decision. Sticking down on fighting test match. Is the voice of the law, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years, you have seen us as lights and sparrows. We speak to you now, Priscilla, and as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. With registered to the destiny of your race and your world so that you may connect to your fellow beings across your state to avoid disaster that threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you. This is in order that you can share and great awakening as the planet passes into the new age of Aquarius. The new age can be a time of great peace and unification in your race, but only your rulers of the general constantinople and be still now, and for your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution, if you show yourselves worthy to do this. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this, and exist to pass on the light of the dawning new age to you all. You are free to accept or reject the teachings because one of us will learn.
Many goes, why does then they run out?
Here now, the voice of renown, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false packets and guides operating on your world. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and will put it into evil areas, giving you worthless loss in return. Look behind yourself, protect you from this. You must not be sensitive to the voice within you. That can tell you what is true. Learn to listen to the voice within
I really appreciate that we can I insist on the soulfully really close ingredients.
We'll stop that there for the audio listeners.
Yeah, because I mean, it's very difficult to kind of.
What I'll do is for our video listeners on YouTube, I'll turn the sound off and I'll let it continue to run while we talk about it, because there is text on the screen so you can see it. So this 100% happened. Yeah.
Well, it appears so. I would be interested.
No. I know that for a fact. Like, this is because I've been interested in this one for a while. But
do people that lived in the 70s remember this then?
Yes, yeah, and
okay.
more than that, it was on Granada, I think it was that it took over. It was with the Granada or Border, which was TV channels in the UK years ago. For anyone listening, that's in America, and it they recognize it as a thing that happened. Yeah,
right.
So the oh yeah, I'll get rid of that now. Yeah, they recognize that as a thing that happened. They don't know. No one came forward. They said their TV station signal had been hijacked, and this message had been replaced in place of television. I find that so wild, though. Back in 1977, they're talking about like a new age, the Great Awakening coming, that there was false prophets on the earth that would suck the energy from people. Yeah, I just find it really weird. I find it really, really fucking weird.
Do you know what it reminded me of the beginning when it said, "This is the voice of so so."
Mysterons.
This is the voice of Captain Scarlet. That was now. Just looked now. To Captain Scarlet came out in 1967, and it really did remind me of "This is the voice of the Mysterons."
The thing is that I want to know how they did it.
I don't think that's aliens or anything like that. I think that's the I think that's them fucking doing a little test on people. You know, like just testing the waters.
Oh yeah, like a psyop, something like that. Yeah.
I think that's probably what Awesome. You know, the Awesome for anybody that doesn't know, Awesome Wells War of the Worlds got aired, and people in
apparently people like I
people
wonder
shit
about
themselves.
This. No, I wonder about this though, because no one knows anyone that listened to it that went mental. How many times? I don't believe that people listening to a radio station. I've thought this for fucking years.
When it's got music behind it as well in the background.
Well, no, it didn't have music behind it. That was the ELO's right audio thing. But even so, I don't believe that people were that gullible.
I mean, I don't know if people had never really heard of aliens as such, and then all of a sudden these things have come from a different planet.
Well, but don't forget the
because it'd be so out of the norm for people that.
But the War of the Worlds book was out though, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because War of the Worlds, like what we think of War of the Worlds, because like the first thing you think of is the sci-fi movie set in the 1940s. Yeah,
might have been a promo to kind of sell the book.
No, the book's set in the Victorian times. If you read War of the Worlds,
yes,
yeah, it's set in Victorian times. I do not believe. I wonder how much of that's become myth. Yeah, in the same way as you get something will happen now, and the headlines will be, people are outraged by, or people are shocked by. Who are these people? Who's shocked? Who's outraged? Because I don't think anyone's outraged by this. You're telling me they're outraged. You're telling me they're shocked. But I could be wrong. But the other thing is as well, it's a really good way by saying, oh, there was a radio show, and everyone freaked out about it because they thought it was real. It's a really good way to turn around and say, yeah, well, people back then, they were a bit simple, weren't they? We're dead clever now, but they were a bit simple back then. If we're all fucking honest about things, I think the further you go back is the fucking smarter people were now.
More than likely, yeah, mate. Well, shall I bring the news article up?
Yes, please do.
Because, and this for our audience listeners, this will go out on YouTube as well, so you get to see this, but you can go check it out for yourself. What the image is showing on this is very similar to what they were describing with these Anunnaki lights in the sky coming down with fireballs. So I'll bring the news article up right now. Here we go.
I'm Boston 25 News reporter Alyssa Azara in Pembroke, where a woman says she was enjoying the pool Wednesday night when she saw a strangely shaped and unfamiliar object falling from the sky just over there. The whole thing now caught on video.
Then I look up here to the sky, I see something falling down, so I pulled up my phone and I zoomed in, and it was right about there.
Colleen McCormick was out by her hot tub around 9 Wednesday night when she says she saw something strange and unfamiliar up above.
I see something falling down from the sky. It had blinking lights and looked like it was on fire or something. And it was just coming down really fast. I had no idea what it could have been.
McCormick captured this 8-second video from her backyard showing an unidentified object headed straight down.
There's three things. So it looks like it's fire or a big light.
Expecting to hear a loud boom of some sort, she ran to the front of...
There you go.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is really fucking weird. Because that's got flashing lights on the top of, I don't know, fire, and on the bottom.
And there's no, but like the flashy light things as well, they're definitely not FAA lights.
No. It literally looks.
How has this gone so quiet?
I have no idea, Lee.
Where, like,
exactly what I was thinking.
Seriously, right? Where I saw Vetted posted a thing today saying the UFO debunkers are the worst, like basically the worst people on the internet. He said they're the rudest, they're like the most attacking, like group of any groups. And I struggle to see apart from a couple, Vetted included, like Chupacabra, Red Panda, those guys. I struggle to tell the difference between a lot of the debunkers and the so-called like UFO people anymore. You know, there's that the bigger accounts like the Average Chris guy and the like Blue Reviews and stuff like that. The people that are out there, you know, doing spaces all the times. Like some of them are supposed to be debunkers, some of them are supposed to be like believers, but everyone just shits on everybody else. It seems I don't understand any of that movement anymore. But when you've got a woman that's got a story about that she saw some like falling out of the sky, she's had time to get her phone, which I'm guessing she didn't have in the swimming pool because we generally don't do swimming pool phones. So she's had the time to get to get to the side of the pool, get her phone, probably dry her hands as well to take this 8-second video off it. I don't understand how more people aren't talking about this because that's mental. That is a mental site.
Shall I carry on with it?
Yes.
Or she ran to the front of her home to hopefully capture the landing.
And my heart was pounding because I just looked up. I'm like, oh God, like what is about to happen right now?
But McCormick says the blinking object quickly vanished from her view.
It seemed like it was coming down like so fast. It was just like, it knows what it's doing. It just goes like that. I don't know. It's weird.
With having never seen something like it before, McCormick's mind went racing.
Like, I thought it was like some explosive, but I don't know. Like, hopefully I'm not the only one that saw this. I'm not going crazy. Like I didn't see things, but
you would think that was a missile, wouldn't you?
Oh mate, like if you saw that coming towards the ground, you would be thinking you were going to see a really bright light and fucking nothing ever again.
Yes.
You know,
I got it on video, so I'm like, I did definitely see something.
Now, the FAA was not able to comment on the video McCormick took, but they said they did not get any reports of debris in the area. Both Pembroke Fire and police said the same thing. On scene in Pembroke, Alyssa Azara for your local station, Boston 25.
I know why this is not why nobody's paying attention to this.
Why?
I've long had a theory that and this goes for men and women, just in this particular incident, it's two women. I've often had a theory that you're better off being ugly than a 6, because like those two women that were on that, both the newsreader and the woman that did the filming, were pretty plain Janes to the point where they were almost invisible. So maybe that's why nobody's picked up on it.
I mean, you say no one's picked up on it, but it's nobody from the UFO community has picked up. It's still got like 1.7 million views.
Oh, right. But it's wild that none of us have like picked up on it.
Yeah, that's what I find crazy.
Like no conspiracy people.
Do you remember the one that I saw? You didn't have any lights on it whatsoever. But you know when you say it's wild that there was one where I was driving home.
The thing that looked like the ball that kind of went down like behind the buildings.
It went straight down. I have no idea what that was. And it was up in the air, going over me quite fast. And then it went down and it landed. That footage is on Alien Addict. I mean, I'm not going to bring it up because no point for the audio. But literally, I had no idea what the fuck that was.
Ollie, right. Two things have happened to you. You saw that, which looked weird.
I fake shit.
Then you saw the flashy lights in the sky. That looked really weird. When everyone was seeing like those chasing white lights in the clouds over the UK.
Yes.
You saw those too. Neither of these occasions did you get out of the car.
No, the first one, the other one, I got out of the car. I got out of the car because I'm chasing it and walking towards it because I didn't know where the fuck I was. And also, I pulled the car over on double yellows.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, allegedly, maybe not.
Allegedly, I just like because it just boggles my mind. I'm such a curious person. Like I would.
Well, it disappeared. I did kind of try and I did turn the car around the street to see if there was a balloon or anything like that. I went down that street, but I couldn't see anything, and it was just houses, like somebody's housing estate.
Yeah,
like literally, I have no idea. Like,
and what year was that?
That was. I'll tell you exactly when it was. I'll tell you exactly. I think that was I reckon it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I saw that. I think
so. It could have been a drone 2 years ago.
Mate, I mean, if in fact
you're gonna pull it up,
I may as well because it's literally it's a few seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
It's been took down.
It has been took down.
No way.
That did I upload maybe I uploaded it as a short. I don't know. No, mate, I think it's fucking gone.
That's weird.
I think it's gone. I've not taken it down.
No, not to anything. It was well before we went to America, though, wasn't it?
Was it before I went to America? Found it. Yeah, it was. That's why I found it. Right, I'll bring it up. I apologize because it is a what you call it. I just literally got out of the car.
What
there you
in
go.
The shit is that? As much as I can zoom in.
Can you make it any bigger?
I don't have to make a short bit.
It's gone. I've literally just stopped the car.
Yeah. I couldn't see it either very well.
Just in case any video compression on this, mate, just circle it with your thing. Circle it with your icon.
It's here.
Yeah.
It's gone. I've literally just stopped the car to go and see what that was. I think it was a balloon, in all honesty, but it was flying past me and it looked like one of those space robot guys, you know, like the stormtrooper balloon. It looked like that, but it moved really fast. I have no idea.
No.
Probably a balloon.
It's not a balloon. I've not seen it. It's an alien. It's definitely not a balloon.
It's massive.
Yeah,
you'll have to go check that yourself. I'll send it to you after the show. It was massive.
You can hear how windy it is on your camera. The idea that a balloon could stay in one point and just go down doesn't work in my head.
But it's quite. It was elongated as well.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? But when you see those clips of like the flying and people go, oh, I think it's a balloon. It's look like a stormtrooper.
Yes, yeah.
It kind of looked a bit like it could have been a man. I don't know, but it was weird.
That's pretty crazy. The other one I wanted to bring up, I've got two videos about this, about us seeing stuff like people seeing stuff in the sky. We should have actually hit on this a few weeks ago, as this guy that's basically going to talk about it says as well, because he must have missed it too. But is it the Bugasphere, which was found in where, Ollie? Peru?
It was in a place. I think it was, the place was Bunga. That's why
yeah. So anyway, he's going to describe it, but I'll do a quick overview before.
I think we pronounced it wrong. It's not Bunga.
Oh, probably. Someone saw this UFO that looked very similar to what Ollie just played to us there, and it landed. Fortunately, this guy was had the fucking balls about him to go and find it, and he recovered what hit the deck. So let's have a listen.
Next time, Lee, no matter where it is, I will go fucking find it. Yeah.
I want you to be like a fucking Labrador, mate. Like a fucking Labrador retriever. You fucking get that shit.
I need to be like Timothy Dorito. What's his name? Timothy
Alberino.
Yeah, like fucking a cross between fucking James Bond and Indiana Jones.
Right, let's listen to this guy.
Okay, wait, did they just find a real alien artifact in Colombia? That's right, we're going to talk about the Bugasphere. And I know this isn't a new story, but I've been tied up for the past month, so I really want to recap this. So back in March, 2 videos surfaced online showing this UFO sphere flying over Buga, Colombia. It appeared to be intelligently controlled with deliberate movements. According to eyewitnesses, this object crashed down after running into a power line and was recovered shortly after. This man named Jose was the one who recovered it and said this object was freezing cold to the touch and wound up falling very ill after handling it. Now, immediately, people noticed that the Bugasphere apparently has no visible seams or welds, which is weird because, of course, people are saying this is just a man-made hoax, but hold on a second. It also has this strange engraved writing on it that closely resembles Enochian, and even this circuit board looking symbol. Now, I agree that this looks suspicious, and as of now, no linguist or independent expert has validated any translation. However, when AI was used to translate the script, it said this: the origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation, meeting point of unity, expansion and consciousness, individual consciousness. Now, take that with a huge grain of salt. Eventually, the Bugasphere winds up in the hands of Jaime Maussan, well-known and prominent ufologist from Mexico, and this is where things start to get really interesting. So the Bugasphere gets run through several tests at UNAM. Of the findings, the object mysteriously seemed to increase in weight. Originally, it was 4.4 pounds when it was found, and then it increased to around 22 pounds a few days later. The theory being that its levitation technology had powered down and its weight went up. They also found that its temperature was variable. They could pour water on it and it evaporated right away, but then was cool to the touch. It also didn't seem to react to heat. They would fire blowtorches at it and it had no effect at all. And X-ray scans also found these 16 microspheres in its core, matching up with the circuitry arrangement on the outside, which they speculate could have been some kind of zero-point anti-gravity power source for this thing. And they also found that it was made up of multiple layers of solid materials with varying density. And it also has these 32 additional circled dots around the equator of the sphere that appear to be drilled out from the inside. But perhaps the most interesting development recently was the finding of what appears to be 52 microscopic fiber optics on its surface, which they think could be sensors of some sort. And the spot where this thing touched down, well, people returned there more recently and found that none of the grass seems to be growing there anymore, and that soil shows signs of exposure to ionizing radiation. And the next steps are trying to get this thing to fly again, if it ever flew at all. So what was this thing? Well, of course, there's the theory that it's extraterrestrials. It could also be some sort of experimental technology from us, or it very well could be an elaborate hoax. What do you guys think is going on with this thing? Okay, wait, did they just find a real alien artifact in Colombia? That's right.
I'll tell you something. If it's fucking radioactive, then if there's any risk whatsoever there, and they're holding it with the bare hands.
Well, it's got stranger.
Go on, give it to me. Is it hatched?
I'm not going to give it to you. The man, Mr. Stephen Greer, is going to give it to you.
Oh, fucking hell.
No.
Make him big.
Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm in Mexico City.
Turn him up.
Many of you know we've been examining the Bugasphere for the last 2 days with Congressman Burleson and a group of scientists. We've just been notified by Jaime Mason that there was an attempt by fake policemen to enter the vault where this Bugasphere is stored, and we have notified security in the apparatus I'm working with under law enforcement. And you should know that the other risk here is that we have taken specific samples from the Bugasphere that will be tested in a state-of-the-art lab to prove whether or not the metal, as well as some of the other components, are of Earth or outer space origin. Those scientists' information have been provided to the top law enforcement and security apparatus that I'm working with. And so any sort of attempts to interfere with this examination will be known, and the people and perpetrators will be held to account for. So this is what I wanted people to know, and we're doing everything to set up security for this. Thank you.
If you look, he put his hand out there like, shut the fuck up.
I know, yeah. Like he looked at those people like he wanted to fucking end them, didn't he? He
probably could.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he's still a big lad. He's Milo Greer.
Yeah.
Do you know what's weird with that? So you know the story of the Betz Sphere?
I've got the story of the Betz Sphere.
Okay, I mean, let's educate our audience, because I'll probably tell it pretty shit anyway. But that was fucking taken by the Navy.
I hope this is a good one, because I tried to find a short video. I haven't watched this, but everything else that was about the Betz Sphere was too long. Where this is a short video, so
let's go.
If it's not great,
let's have it.
Guys, how many views does it have?
Make it fucking big.
That 23,000 views can't be that bad.
It's aesthetically pleasing for the audience.
Maybe they want to see my previous history. No, maybe they want to see I was looking at like Brad Pitt driving a McLaren, or 12 remote jobs you can do at night time. I don't know why.
See, this is why we need you Patreons, because Lee's actually looking for like part-time jobs to do at night.
You sleep for 4 hours a week.
On March 27, 1974, the Betz family investigated a small bush fire near their residence in George Island, Florida. The family came across a small metal sphere the size of a bowling ball. Their first thought was the sphere had been a cannonball left from New World conquistadors. They decided to take the sphere back to their house. Several days later, Terry was playing the guitar in their home. The sphere seemed to react to the sound of the guitar. It made a throbbing noise. Later, the sphere was noticed to roll on its own and even stop on its own, and change direction. The Betzes reported that the sphere moved on its own several times, and that it would follow people around the house, seemingly on its own. The family concluded that because it moved more ferociously, when the sun was shining brilliantly, and was subject to solar radiations. Terry began his own experiments. When struck with a hammer or shaken, it rang loudly and rolled all over his room. The family put the Betz sphere in a box to prevent it from rolling around the home, and carried it out to show family and friends, who were enthralled by it. NASA was made aware of all this interest in the Betz sphere. Their preliminary investigations revealed that the steel sphere had not been created or altered. Military officials requested that the sphere be returned to their laboratories for more research, but the Betz family refused. The military grabbed the sphere and took it with them, doing what they do best. At Jacksonville Naval Air Station, the sphere was carried, but X-rays were unable to reach the center. Additionally, they learned that it could sustain pressure of 120,000 pounds per inch too. The Navy utilized a 300 kilovolts X-ray that revealed two objects encircled by a halo of materials and revealed 4 magnetic poles, 2 positive poles and 2 negative poles. The sphere was discovered to contain.
Sorry to interrupt this, just for 2 seconds.
I'm enjoying it.
How much does this? For the audio listeners, there's 2 dots and like a little circle of stuff that they X-rayed inside it. How much does that look like what they X-rayed inside the Bugasphere?
Yeah, it does look similar. Yeah,
it does look similar. And do you know what I'd argue is that we have more sophisticated X-raying technology. So I wonder if the reason that they don't look identical is just the fact that we've X-rayed them better this time. And we've got 2 minutes left of this story, so we'll finish it off.
And 2 negative poles. The sphere was discovered to contain radioactive materials by one researcher, Dr. Carl Wilson, who thought it contradicted the principles of physics. The materials inside the sphere were heavier than any that were previously recognized by science. The Betz Mystery Sphere is a small metal sphere, with a diameter of 20 centimeters, and weighing 10.0 kilograms. It is the topic of many conspiracy theories and news articles. Although many theories have been proposed since the Betz Sphere was found, experts are still perplexed and have no idea where it originated from, or what it does. A 2012 analysis by Skeptoid revealed contemporary media analysis that indicated the sphere was a ball check valve, produced by the Bell and Gossett Company. Its size, weight, and metallurgical composition matched those of the company's ball check valve. Skeptoid also revealed analysis of the sphere's seemingly autonomous motion, noting that the sphere sat quietly on display inside the Betz home for nearly 2 weeks, and is not reported to have ever moved on its own at all, except for when someone took it down to experiment with it, and quoting a representative of the United States Navy who stated that, "I believe it's because of the construction of the house. It's old and has uneven stone floors. The ball is almost perfectly balanced, and it takes just a little indentation to make it move or change direction." As well, Skeptoid noted coverage of New Mexico artist James Derling Jones, who had been collecting scrap metal for use in sculptures. Derling Jones reported having loaded ball check valves into the rooftop luggage rack of his Volkswagen bus, and having driven through the Jacksonville area around Easter of 1971, at which time a few of the balls rolled off the luggage rack and were lost. Skeptoid concluded that this was the sphere's origin. The location of the Betz Sphere is unknown, so we will probably never know the real truth, but space enthusiasts from all over the world are still baffled by it.
The fact that this thing is now missing says it all. Now,
Yeah.
one thing it didn't add there, and
It was returned, wasn't it?
It was returned,
Yeah.
and apparently when it was returned, it wasn't the same. They think it
Yes.
wasn't the same sphere.
Because none of the stuff that it would do, like when they played music to it and stuff like that, none of the odd things would happen to it.
I think they even said it felt like a different weight.
Yeah. I think the thing is here, and like one of the reasons I wanted to pull all these things up, which was like they're kind of related, but they're at the same time they're kind of related, and they're all on the other side of it, absolutely not related. It's a really good reminder that weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And I kind of think weird stuff happens all the time now, but because we hear about it, like a Miami Mall incident, like a Las Vegas alien incident, that's that type of thing, which I still like. That one is still fucking weird as fuck. That back garden thing, especially when it took so long. Sorry for stumbling over my words. It took so long to get the footage, like the actual high definition footage off his phone. That was weird.
And then the police camera that showed the fucking thing shooting over.
Yeah.
Like
that. But the idea that it was just by their house, there was a UFO seen to be coming from the sky down to the ground, and then these people said something landed in their back garden, and there was at least 2 entities that were in the back of this thing, and seemingly like the official word was like, oh well, those 2 things aren't related. okay, I'd like to see you working out there, Chief. I think if these people say that, and the body cam footage as well of when they got to the household, you've got like a family of, I mean, especially now, like it's even more poignant now. But I'm not gonna harp on the idea that that America's dangerous for minorities or anything like that. I'm still one of the people that firmly believes at its best the West is the most tolerant place, tolerant, like mixing pot of races in the world. It's only when it's aggravated by bad actors that it turns bad. But you've had a situation there where this Mexican family at X o'clock at night have been so freaked out about it, they've called the police to come, an armed response to come.
It was fucking landed in their fucking garden, Lee.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. And I'm not going to pull it up now because I'd have to find
There were creatures there.
Yeah, and but it's not just that. On that clear footage now, there is clearly something to the left, to the right of
yes, there's something you can see going through the fence,
and it's huge because it's above the fence. It's above the height of the fence, and it's like half see through, half fucking shadow fucking creature. It's something. I couldn't tell you what it is, but there's something in that video. It just boggles my mind.
I don't know. Have I ever told you the time when I found a sphere? No bullshit. No bullshit.
Is this another fucking amazing thing that you found, Ollie, that you paid no attention and walked away?
No, this went to my actual school. So we went to,
was it a football?
Flamborough? No, apparently I'd found a they said it was the things that got a cannonball. I'd found a cannonball.
Okay.
Yeah, at sea. Like I was just around the sea, and I was like, "What's this, miss? Look at this rock, round rock." And it was, I remember it was perfect. It was black, perfectly spherical. And
you don't keep it.
So no, this is the weird thing with it. It got taken to the school, and I remember time as a kid always feels different, but it felt like it was up on display for like 2 days, and then it went gone.
Right.
I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, I can remember they said it was a cannonball. Maybe I did find an alien. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you did. Maybe it could have been like the fucking Ollie sphere.
Oh, it's got such a fucking ring to it, that as well, hasn't it? Well, so many things like ring true with these spheres, because I interviewed Ronnie Dawson, lovely man, very strange. But one of his friends, and this is the reason why I got put in touch with him, is because he is very good friends with his name's Jim, and people who know about this sphere will know who I'm talking about. I can't remember Jim's surname, but he has the same sphere, a similar sort of sphere. He sent me footage of this, and this sphere was just moving on its own. It would move to sound, and apparently that was just found by a friend of his who was in the music industry, and he went outside, and there was like several of them all on the lawn, and that was just one of them that just sat there.
Weird.
And he got one of these things. I think there is something to these spheres, even though like people will I mean, Jaime's got it now, so people are very skeptical of Jaime Maussan, because I mean he's put a lot of stuff out in the past that's questionable.
Yeah,
but
so is
who hasn't? Who
the
hasn't?
difference is? Like, again, try not to sound all fucking uber lefty here and here. But he's the only Mexican doing it.
He is the only Mexican doing it.
Like, Stephen Greer has put some fucking wild stuff out as well, and people still listen to Stephen Greer now and again. Yeah. Most of the time, he's one of the most prominent voices. I think within the there's such this. Hang on, let me try and frame this properly, because I don't want
the way you're framing it. I'm well down with them white mummies, Well done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially the big ones, those big motherfuckers that are all curled up. They're real creatures. I don't want to just go out and say, yeah, nobody wants to listen to them because they're racist. That's not what I mean. But what it is that you have, like we were saying just before, about the, as far as debunking community, or the even like the supposed like truth seekers of the UFO realm. They will use any avenue of attack that they'll find, and I think they can just they can pass the Mexican off quite easily like that.
Lee, I have an actual explanation for what's going on. With the UFO community.
Yeah. Lou Elizondo came in and ripped the whole thing.
Yeah,
apart.
but if you look back at UFO history, there's always been somebody who's tried to do you been like a Mick West. You had the guy that went after the Waltons, Travis Walton case, Phil Klass. You had who's the famous guy that was in Close Encounters? The bearded guy.
Oh,
what's his name?
Project Blue Book guy.
Yeah, Project Blue Book. What the fuck's his name? It's just flowing right out my ass. Anyway, you had him, yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? That's going to really piss me off. But anyway, you've got these people, but I think now what they've done is like, how do we get rid of this? We need them. We need the conspiracy theorists working for us. How do we do that? We make everybody a fucking debunker. We throw a lot of shit out there. We throw more shit into the pipeline. Look at. Do you remember do you remember? Right. Do you remember during? I would say, Lee, from 2008. I'm pulling that out of my ass. But in the 2000s, YouTube heyday. Do you remember all these little alien autopsy videos showing up that looked fucking amazing?
Yes.
Loads of them that people would have had to had a budget for, fucking like craft retrieval and stuff like that showed up. This is before AI. That it got flooded with that. Flooded with it. I don't think that was every man and his dog faking UFOs. I think that was purposely done, purposely thrown out there, and they needed the UFO community to get rid of this, and it's worked. And it's probably leading them to right now to get rid of the to bring stigma back to UFOs.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get it.
Because if you put so much shit out there, and that's like with anything. Like with what's going on in the UK, with if you put loads of nonsense out there, people will believe, that's nonsense.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's what I think. That's what's happened.
For all the you can have the most interesting, like, paranormal encounter that anyone could ever listen to, but if your news article starts with the X-Files theme, it's fucked. Immediately.
Do you know why I've worked this out? Because I fucking did it, Lee. I did it. If you remember, before me and you kind of like started to have sex, I started debunking for a bit, and I naturally wanted to do it, and there was something but now I realize what it was that were making me want to do it, because there was just that much shit out there. But you know something? Most of these channels, nobody had a fucking clue what they were. None of them.
Yeah.
And the others went under the radar, like the Ashton Forbes footage. Not Ashton Forbes footage, but MH370. Then the other one from that channel that you showed me, all those went under the radar. Nobody saw them.
Yeah.
No, everybody saw the shit, but nobody saw the real stuff.
Yeah, it makes me wonder when things like that happen, if like one of them, if there was a real thing, like one of them. I'm still gutted we never got Ray Santilli. For those that don't know, he was supposedly the mastermind behind the 90s alien autopsy in the UK. We had him. He was coming on, and then he went cold on us, like unbelievably cold.
I think he was warned off.
I don't think he was warned off. I think he might have seen the
alien autopsy.
I think he might have seen our video about the alien autopsy, where we turned around and said that we think it was that they'd been paid to say it was fake, that they were warned off from that, and then I think that was just a pull up. And
that thing, I challenge anybody out there to rewatch that right now after this show, because it still looks great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everything else looks shit. All the other UFO stuff that you watch from the past looks terrible. That still looks incredible. And the wildest thing about it is, because they say, oh well, they had a BBC props guy that was doing props for Doctor Who do it.
Still some of the worst props to this day.
Awful. And that was with the money and the resources of the BBC on the BBC's flagship program. And that was back in the day before like Sky and stuff like that had really, really taken hold, and there was loads of channels and there was loads of different things you could watch. So that would mean, I mean, fair enough, it's different to like American television, obviously, because you've got like a much bigger audience, but I suppose it would be like, for the size of the UK, it would be more like what was network television like in the early 90s, like the smaller network TV stations, where they were making their own independent programs and stuff like that. Because BBC, when you had primetime Saturday night television, you had 4 channels in the UK, probably 3 channels back then. That was probably before Channel 4 when that was aired. So if you had like BBC primetime, what, 80% fucking absorption rate of the British public, probably. I think so. Do you know what I mean? Like, say 80% of the British public that were at home at that time probably watched Doctor Who. So they'd have had the budget to do fucking everything they could do, within reason, within the time. But yeah, like that went cold on out, because the other one was the other guy that helped fake it. Supposedly he came out with a book and stuff like that. Dave, live on stream, there was 2 copies of the book on Amazon.
Oh, he bought it, didn't he?
And they were like $200 or something like that. And he bought it, and the author cancelled the book being shipped.
And he sent us the receipts.
Yeah. So that was fucking wild. Yeah, I still, this stuff, there is, fair enough, like back then with the alien autopsy video, that was there was no internet back then. But when something gets flooded, when the internet gets flooded with this stuff, it does make me wonder, like, well, was the Skinny Bob footage real? Was that the one which looked really good, where it had like the dead alien thing that was found in the snow? And that was debunked as, oh yeah, there was a Russian competition where the Russians were told that they had to fake an alien.
Oh god, I remember that when there was that little fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I go, well, hang on a minute. I'm like, how many of these competitions are there every year? Where what's the competition? Oh, you've got to fake a dead alien on the ground. That's what you got to do for your competition. That feels weirdly specific.
Well, but these things go around quite often, and this is one of the things with and we've had, for anybody who doesn't know, we've had Mike Rogers on the driver from the Travis Walton case.
We have put that out as a podcast before.
Have we got that out? And we
I'm not
interviewed.
sure.
Have we put
I'm
Steve
not-
out?
I think it was on this channel. I think since we launched Alien Addict as its own podcast for Nick, I don't think we have any Alien Addict podcasts on this podcast anymore.
Right. Okay. But anyway, it's out there. We did two really interesting interviews. We haven't had Travis yet. That sounds wrong. But we had Steve. I can't remember. I've forgotten Steve Pierce. Is it Steve Pierce?
Yeah, something like that.
Steve Pierce. Yeah, and we had Mike Rogers.
Mike Rogers was an interesting one. That was one of
Mike's been on about 3 times, I think.
Twice, I think. That, but the yeah, that was one of my favorite Alien Addict shows. The last one we did with Mike Rogers, that was good.
Yeah, he's a nice bloke. But yeah, my point there is like there was a competition.
You've got my, sorry, just quick. You've got my Facebook, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should reach out and we'll try and get him on here.
Yeah,
you know,
friends with Mike on Facebook. Yeah,
because I don't mean to like tempt fate for people, but you should, when people get to a certain age, you don't have huge amounts of time to record their experiences.
No, WhatsApp. Sorry, I've got him on WhatsApp.
That's a technicality to me, Ollie.
Yeah, WhatsApp. But yeah, I'll message him. So there was a competition that was put out, and they did want to see UFO. They did want to go see capture UFOs. That was the thing. There was a UFO competition that went out for them all to do. So they do these things. They want people to get footage. I don't know about the Russian thing though. That just seems a bit fucking out there. That seems well out there. But I tell you one thing. What we started with the Anunnaki on the televisions in, where's it recently they've been on the TV, Lee?
Sorry, I have to answer this back for those people out there, because people are going to quite like this. During this show, I've been finalizing a date this week for Max Egan to come on the podcast. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there know who Max is. So sorry, I'm just replying to this email.
I can't wait for that. So yeah, we start with the Anunnaki. Where are the Anunnaki on the TV stations? What is it? Whereabouts was it?
What?
Whereabouts have they been on the TV stations?
Oh, Georgia. It was in Georgia.
Right. Okay. So this leads, I think, nicely into this. I'm going to bring up the, which we wanted to do a show on this because it's kind of like, it's popped up a little bit recently, but it was, how many years ago was it? The Iran accuses America of, is it co-conspirating with the alien tall whites?
So in 2014, Forbes ran an article where there was a supposedly a high-ranking official in Iran, which I think might have had something to do with the Edward Snowden document releases, that the Iranians had accused the US of being under the control of the tall whites, also known as like the tall whites are an alien species.
Right, let's bang this out.
That's some terrible graphics on that flag.
In January 2014, Iran's Fars news agency, linked to the Revolutionary Guards, published a sensational article. It claimed documents leaked by Edward Snowden proved the U.S. has been controlled by tall white space aliens since 1945. The report cited an alleged FSB document suggesting these aliens influenced U.S. policy. However, scrutiny revealed Fars based its story on a conspiracy website, whatdoesitmean.com. This site is known for unverified and fantastical claims. The decision to amplify such a narrative raised questions about Fars' motivations and editorial standards. In 2014, Iran, with its complex international relations, often clashed with the U.S. publishing a story about alien control, could serve to discredit America and appeal to anti-Western sentiments. It was a bizarre chapter in the already complex US-Iran relationship. The story suggested a hidden layer to geopolitical dynamics far stranger than conventional analysis. The claims extended beyond contemporary politics, alleging alien interference since the 1930s. According to these reports, tall, white aliens assisted Nazi Germany's rise, providing technological help. They allegedly helped develop advanced submarines, suggesting a hidden alien hand in historical events. The timeline then leaps to 1954, claiming President Eisenhower held a secret meeting with these aliens. This meeting supposedly established the secret regime ruling America. The theory implies a shadow government hidden from public knowledge shaping U.S. policy. It suggests a covert alien human power structure influencing global events for over half a century. The implications are staggering, portraying democratic institutions as a facade for alien control. This narrative recasts history, suggesting a deeper, more insidious form of manipulation. The alleged FSB report warned of an ongoing alien agenda with global implications. It claimed the creation of a comprehensive global electronic surveillance system. This resonated in 2014 amid Snowden's NSA revelations.
Quickly,
the theory
who
reframed
chooses
real
this,
world.
like music like this?
I'm
This-
almost convinced that the guy that makes these videos, he's got like one pack of stock footage, and it's like he's got some rubbish alien stuff that he's got, and mostly his stock footage is office, like workshop videos.
Yeah.
World concerns as part of an extraterrestrial plot for total assimilation and world rule. The surveillance system was a tool for managing humanity, ensuring minimal resistance. The narrative suggested an internal power struggle, with President Obama allegedly leading the alien-human shadow government. However, he faced opposition from an unknown force resisting the U.S. alien alliance. The ultimate goal of total assimilation and world rule by these aliens remains a chilling prospect. The creation of a global surveillance system is presented as critical infrastructure for this dystopian vision. The tall white aliens resemble Nordic aliens frequently mentioned in ufology. They are described as tall, fair-haired, with striking blue eyes and fair skin. Nordic aliens are often portrayed as benevolent beings concerned with Earth's welfare. They are said to possess advanced abilities, including telepathy, and are depicted as wise guardians. The narrative referenced figures like Paul Hellyer, a former Canadian Minister of National Defense, to lend credibility. Hellyer publicly stated his belief in aliens, suggesting these
I mean, to be fair,
theories are taken seriously.
To be fair, he's getting the story right.
He's getting the story right. It's everything else. I love the fact that he's talking about Paul Hellyer, which was a Canadian Defense Minister, but he didn't have any stock footage with the Canadian flag in it, so he's just got American person.
By some. However, the Iranian report portrayed these beings as master manipulators with a sinister agenda. This creates a dichotomy. Are they benevolent saviors or hidden oppressors?
That's Sinead O'Connor.
The story leans towards the latter, portraying them as a hidden power behind oppressive systems. The concept of Nordic-like aliens is not new in ufology. George Adamski, a Polish-American ufologist, reported contact with such beings in the 1950s. His books describe them as tall, fair-haired, and originating from planets like Venus. These beings were seen as enlightened mentors during a period of Cold War anxiety. However, the prominence of Nordic aliens waned, replaced by the gray alien in abduction scenarios. Despite this shift, the archetype of the tall white or Nordic alien persists. The 2014 Fars News Agency story demonstrates how these themes are reinterpreted in contemporary discourse. While the veracity of such claims remains speculative, their cultural impact is undeniable. These narratives reflect societal anxieties about power, control, and the unknown, ensuring their place in the ongoing saga of humanity's relationship with the idea of the extraterrestrial.
Well, he's now got 5 likes on that and 18 views. So
I like you said, I don't understand how it's got so little views. I get it now.
Well, I mean, no, because you had to be. I mean, I listened to a good chunk of that before I got to that bit. I'm like, this sounds really good. He's getting the story right. I'll be honest with you, didn't listen to the bit where the music kicked in.
No.
But I'm kind of glad I didn't.
I can't believe we're going to get like a copyright strike for that video. Well done, Ollie.
I mean, I think that was royalty-free music, Lee.
That maybe who fucking knows
If that's
these
not
days?
fucking royalty-free music, there's something seriously wrong with the world.
So right, the question is then, and the question that always comes up when the UFOs and aliens and stuff comes in.
Do aliens rule America?
Why now, though?
It's crunch time, isn't it?
Yeah,
2027.
I mean, it feels like something is. I mean, it was only a few days ago, wasn't it? There's been a signal like found underneath the ice in Antarctica that's coming up. Do you know what? Right. I know. Anyone that listens to this podcast knows I'm not a great believer in man-made climate change. But if I was going to believe in man-made climate change, I would believe that what we do isn't necessarily enough to do what they're saying it's going to do. So they'd have to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like we talk about Antarctica so much. What if the idea has always been to try and raise the temperature of the Earth? Because this whole thing about like, we're going to reflect the sun with the by spraying particles into the air. In my head, in my stupid fucking thick-headed skull here,
they're trying to melt the ice wall.
Yeah, maybe not the ice wall, but just the ice of Antarctica. Maybe they're trying. Maybe they know there's something under there, and it's too difficult to excavate it the way it is, and it's that valuable that they're willing to try and do. They're willing to try and change the planet to get to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was that pyramid that a lot of people said is a mountain. Some of the debunkers, but there's that pyramid you can it does look a bit pyramidy.
It doesn't look a bit pyramidy. It's a pyramid, Ollie. It is a pyramid.
Yeah.
I'll take that to the fucking.
There's
bank.
also there's other. I mean, I used to do a lot of like Antarctica is really fucking it. If you go to Google Earth, you can clearly see the wrap where they've wrapped it. They didn't need to do that. They could have detailed the middle of it. You can't get no detail in the middle of Antarctica on Google Earth.
Yeah.
It's literally like the picture's just been wrapped.
Yeah, it's really weird how it's so. And then what is there is low res as well. It's super strange. It's super strange what they did with Antarctica.
But there are odd bits that they've left in where you can clearly see like little bases. There's that. Have you seen the one that looks like something's crashed there?
Yeah, there's the crash, and then
holes in rocks that look like caves.
Yeah, and on the crash thing, it looks like there's sort of 6 or 7 tanks that are pointed towards it as well.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something super sketchy goes on with Antarctica, the whole Antarctic Treaty and stuff like that. There's no way we're just doing that to keep penguins safe. We don't give a fuck about penguins. We will kill like colonies of orangutans to cut trees down and make paper. There is no way all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, fuck all the other animals in the world, but those emperor penguins, they're the boys. Like we need to keep them around.
I bet they fucking taste amazing.
I don't think they would be. I think they would be
too salty,
exceptionally salty, exceptionally fishy. Like be a really fishy tasting meat, and very greasy.
So if you eat a lot of fish, you're going to taste like fish. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
because I mean, I feel like I'm talking to myself here, but you do know a penguin is not a fish.
I'm aware that penguin is not a fish, Ollie.
Though they can swim better than fishes.
They can swim better than some fishes.
Have you seen? They dart. They fucking woof.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're fucking quick.
They are.
A dolphin would fuck a penguin up, though.
A dolphin would fuck a penguin as well. They're fucking randy little bastards.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. It's not. They don't do it. They're not doing it because they're horny. They're doing it for the power.
They're just rapists.
Okay, 100%. That like anyone used to watch Flipper, when the little boys stick that thing in the in the water to get Flipper to come over and speak to him. There is no doubt in my mind that
it's a non-spin.
That fucking Flipper was there in the water going, just slip, go on. You just stick a fucking kneecap in this water,
and
I will have you in here and fucked so fast.
Yeah, horrible little bastards. Even the fucking mouth looks like a sex toy.
You ever stroked one?
Oh yeah, they're lovely.
Very
Feels quite
soft.
nice. Yeah. It's alluring, isn't it?
No.
I think they're like that on purpose. Quite cute.
No, you didn't. You ignored me. You ignored me saying no. Then.
Well, because you don't think they do look nice and feel nice.
Not as nice as I think you think they look.
I think they look great. They look great.
I just say
fact
cute,
of the matter
as in,
is,
like, a bunny rabbit is cute. I would never say, what an alluring bunny rabbit.
Yeah, no. I mean, bunny rabbits are not molesters. They're rampant, but they're not molesters. Dolphins are molesters.
Rabbits will fuck their own young.
Really?
Yeah.
Dirty little bastards.
Look, the similarities between going underground and Joseph Fritzl and rabbits doesn't just end with the digging.
Hang about. I feel like you're trying to end the show when you've not even addressed the fucking tall aliens that are running America.
You fucking derailed the conversation.
Look at Baron Trump.
Oh, he's a tall drink of water, isn't he? Look, there's something going on.
Do you think it's a bit of nonsense, or do you think? Do you think it's something that Iran just kind of put out there and went, "This will muddy the waters"?
I think, just like let's not forget, right? In 2018, I want to say it was 2018, 2019. It could have even been 2020. Actually, it might have been during the It was during the Rones.
Right.
The Iranians put a on what appears to be like their version of like Newsnight. They put a video out disclosing like adrenochrome, the fact that the Americans were harvesting like the adrenalized blood of children.
Really? They did that?
Yep, they pointed the finger at all the Hollywood celebrities. They included I'll have to try and dig it out for you. It was on YouTube for a hot minute.
There were a lot of things.
Yeah. Even down to the panda eyes thing, because they included like the pictures of like celebrities with like the panda eyes, and then they had photographs of children's faces with the big double bruising to the eyes. For the uninitiated in the Pizzagate and that type of stuff, the panda eyes is supposedly what happens when children are abused so badly that their eyes bruise, and that's basically as far as I want to get into what causes that. So it's not the reason I'm bringing this up is it's not beyond the pale for the Iranians to point the finger at the West. See, this is the thing, right? Not your average person. Your average person doesn't know. Your average person's just wandering around. It's like doing his job, might get himself a new iPad, might go for some drinks with his friends. That's his world is there. What if the darkness that's behind the West is so fucking incredible. But because of military might and military power, and excuse me, and the fact that we've had the US as the world police, and it is the world superpower. Like, nobody was pulling the Mongols up for what they were doing. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because they were going around and they were fucking shit up. So if you're the aggressor, and I would argue even being a peacekeeper at best, you are peacekeeping with force, because it's like you come in, and it's kind of like what we hoped Trump would do with the global conflicts, is use the power of the US not to start new wars, but to end the wars that were around, just through the fear of them getting involved to like
Sure.
make it happen, be it financially or militarily. I mean, it's not beyond that.
It's not outside the box, is it? The world's being run by aliens.
It's or not. No, not necessarily that. Just that there is some dark secret that other nations can't approach through fear of retribution.
I
Or
mean,
it's bullshit. Like this is. I found it weird that video about adrenochrome coming out of Iran. I found strange, because it's the type of thing that you kind of expect to be a Russian propaganda piece.
Mm.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about it later in the week, but we've been discussing in private the idea that the Q, for instance, was an AI, advanced AI, to see how it would.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a show on that.
Yeah. You know, maybe that's all this stuff. You know, like all of the UFO stuff. What if it's just being angled in some way? You know, it's just because if you let's say, the incredible thing about like AI propaganda is, if you're going to do a propaganda piece as human beings, you need a big team of people. You need to work out where you're going to place the pieces and stuff like that. If you were to run a AI psyop campaign, the AI that you put in charge of that could literally see the world as like a chessboard. It could see the moving parts of media all over the world. It could then pick to bring certain things up, and then what do you do? Then you lay a narrative over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've no evidence that this is happening. No, and nor do I even believe it is. It's just a thought. That if you had this AI super intelligence that was put in charge of busy work for people, I think it could be super effective at it.
Yeah, I mean, the video that we saw earlier, which I thought was really impressive, and she's showing that she filmed it, but I don't know from Adam. Could be AI for all I know, but it looked fucking incredible.
But we're getting there. I know. I mean, I do think that was.
I think it's real. I think it's real. I mean,
yeah,
going back to all the drones that were being seen as well, maybe that's what
Yeah.
people were seeing, things like that. That's fucking disappeared, Lee.
The drones.
The whole drone story's gone.
Do you know what I found really weird about that? Was the fact that we constantly got told there's drones as big as family cars. Drones as big as family cars flying around.
Yep.
No video of them.
Well,
No video of the
about
big
my mate in the
drones.
RAF, didn't I?
What?
They were all the bases got made aware of it.
Oh yeah. But I'm confused. Where does that come from? Like, so there was clearly something going on because people got freaked out about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it was mass hysteria on fucking planes. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe it was passenger planes. The only thing the only thing we got, which was really odd, we saw lights in the sky. We always see lights in the sky. It's almost like not worth including lights in the sky now, because what the fuck is it? The only video I saw, which was weird, was the plane that looked like a passenger plane, but it made like a right angle turn in the air. Planes don't do right angle turns. That was the only one I saw where I go, right, okay, that's really fucking strange.
Would you know what you? Go on, sorry.
I was just gonna say, so where's all the video of it? There should be loads of video of these drones.
Well, you pointed something out earlier, and you said on that footage that lady was showing that there's no FFA. I can't say FFA light. What is it, Lee?
No people lights.
No people lights on it. Yeah, right. Anyway, what if call it the aliens or the fucking elites or whatever it is, the people from beyond the ice wall, people from space, whatever you want to believe that it is. What if they think, well, hang about, we need to fucking blend in, get some fucking flashing lights, you silly bastard.
Oh yeah. I thought it was super interesting. Like, lots of people saying these drones morphed between something weird and looking like passenger planes.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Like, that's, you know, if you've got the technology capable to do what these things are, why wouldn't you cloak and look like something terrestrial?
It's like they looked like passenger planes, but they didn't. Like they were struggling to copy. They were struggling to mimic what it is.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because they can't look exactly like it, because they wouldn't be able to maneuver like they can maneuver.
It might not even be. It might not even just be that. It might just be whatever's creating it is doing its best. Like, I can draw, right? I can kind of draw a Formula One car for somebody, but it's not a Formula One car. Yeah, but it's not a Formula One car. It's got a front wing, it's got a rear wing, it's got wheels on the front which are slightly bigger than that's slightly smaller than the wheels on the back. You know, it's got side pods, it's got an engine cover, it's got an air inlet on the top. But it's not a Formula One car. It's what I imagine a Formula One car looks like. You wouldn't look at it and go, "Oh, that's a Red Bull."
I mean, we've said this before. I think when it comes to UFO design, they've always copied us, or they've copied. They've copied design at the time of the era.
Yes, yeah. I think there's two things to go there. Either whatever these things are we're seeing is a collective. I'm going to say collective hallucination, but I still think they're there. I mean, it's like a collective decision that that's what this looks like right now. Maybe that's the best way, in like a morphic resonance type thing. You know, where there's like a field of knowledge that goes around that everyone's kind of got access to. And we kind of make a decision subconsciously as a species, right? That's what these things look like, and this to try and work out what they are. Or it's something that's cloaked. I've always enjoyed the theory that when people see UFOs, they're not seeing the entire thing; they're seeing a part of it, because they don't exist.
Yeah.
In our reality, like the same as other matter does. So you're seeing the part of it which is kind of has phased into our reality in some way.
I'm gonna have to get there's a guy that I interviewed quite a few years ago. I think I did it on me. I don't know if you were on with that. Maybe you were. Do you remember the guy that where he has a story from when he was young and his best mate witnessed it as well? And he just saw a plane stood still in the sky, and he lost time.
That happens all the time, though. Like and I know there's a lot of stuff people say, "Oh, it's parallax." You know,
No, but he lost time. Literally,
he lost time.
Yes, he
Wow.
lost time. Both him and his band member, because they were about to cut a band pack. I'm gonna have to get him on. I have to get him on because he was on Alien. I'm sure he'd come on this. That was a fucking amazing encounter, and I believed every fucking word of it.
I saw a UFO when I was coming home from my band practice once. So,
oh yeah, green, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the outside of it was green. The inside of it was like a hot white, like really light lime sort of color. So it was.
And
it
didn't
was weird.
one of your friends see it as well? Or one
Yeah, so I was coming home. I saw this thing like flash across the sky, going. If I'm driving forward, coming. Oh no! So it was coming over the head of me. So yeah, it was coming over the head of me and out. So I got in. I knew what time it was because it was band practice night. I got home at the same time every band practice night. I immediately went on the internet and found pictures of what I seen. Like other people had seen them all over the world. Went to bed. Got up the next day. I work with one of my friends. He used to live. Sorry, maybe 15 minutes walk away from my house. 20 minutes if you're being lazy. And I remember saying to him, I said, "You'll never guess what I saw last night." And he looked at me and said, "It wasn't like a fucking massive green ball flying across the sky, was it?" I'm like, "Yes, it was actually. It's exactly what I saw. Thank you for pissing on my story." And yeah, like he happened to be out having a cigarette at the same time, and it's always been good for me because if it wasn't for the fact he saw it, I think I would have probably like written off in my own mind years ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, 100%. They exist wherever they are. They're out there. What people are seeing, they're telling the truth. They're out there.
They know what they saw.
Yeah, I'm fucked if I know what they are.
Yeah.
But I will say this to our audience listening to this show right now: if you've seen a flying saucer, been abducted, been anally probed, I want that story.
Like in all seriousness,
we're gonna get spam now.
No. If people are out there, especially like, I'm interested to know if you've got like an alien abduction thing, but like I'd like some receipts with it. You know, like I know you can't like give me a fucking Gray's eyeball or something, but it would be nice if there was some tangible details behind it. You know, times, other people, like something that adds something to it that puts a bit more meat on the bone. But yeah, abduction stories are the best. Like because
we don't want. I saw a light in the sky once. Okay, tell us more. I just saw a light in the sky. Okay, good night.
Anyway,
God bless
next.
people.
Yeah, but yeah, like that's the abduction thing for me is something that I ignored for a long time. But it might be the most fascinating aspect of paranormal stuff.
Oh yeah,
because there's too many. There's too many people that say this happens to them. If you lived in a wood and say in your village 15 people said they got attacked by a bear, you go, oh, we really need to go and sort this bear out. You wouldn't immediately go, fucking hell, another like bear conspiracy theorist, another bear theorist. No, fucking crazy bear theory. Don't believe in bear theory.
He's got no arms though, mate. No, he fucking chopped him off himself. He must have.
Yeah, he's just doing it for attention. Like he's trying to make money on YouTube. So yeah, like that. There's something. I think there's something so sinister to it. Like, I think it's. I think that's why we can't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, that is exactly why. That is exactly the reason why. That's why it's been kept under wraps, because, and it's probably right. It's probably, you know, when they say you couldn't handle it, maybe they're right. Maybe they're fucking right.
Just imagine it, right?
I know what you're gonna say.
I can lock up my house, and I know in this realm of reality we live in right now, I know that if I just make my house reasonably good, as long as the basic steps are taken, I kind of know the people that surround me. And by that I mean like a broader sense of community, not just like the people in my immediate neighborhood. I went to bed last night. I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to go to work, and the cycle will begin again. What happens all of a sudden if someone turns around and says, yeah, about these things in the sea, there is an advanced life form that's been here for fucking thousands of years. Whatever resets happened, like with global floods and stuff like that, did not fucking affect them because they were so deep. They were either under the earth or they were fucking under the oceans. So they've had the 2 million years of uninterrupted evolution. You know, they fucked the dinosaurs off because they terraformed it. That type of thing, like that level of thing. And then you go,
they took out the fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah. And then you go, and unfortunately, they're not friendly. They're carnivorous. And now and again, they fuck with us for some reason. We're not 100% sure what it is. We did a deal with them a while ago to get some technology, but they basically reneged on their deal. And since then, they've took more people and done more stuff than they said they were going to do. And one of the reasons we put all this money into military spending is to try and get something that can match their capabilities, but we can't. And all of a sudden, from that like normalcy bias of, I'm just going to go to bed, my son's asleep, everyone's happy, everyone's good, you'd be lying there going, is it my turn? Do I get taken now? Does he get taken? What about my parents? Is it their turn? People would go crazy.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah, crazy, because we are used to only in extreme situations. And by extreme situations, I mean the wilderness or the water. Are we not an apex predator? And even in those situations, so let's say you had to cross a part of the ocean that was like real shark infested, and those sharks were motherfuckers. You could work it around. You'd be like, right, okay, well, we need this type of boat, we can get across it. Even if you were going on your own into the woods, as long as you sort of had some pretty good wood knowledge, you were armed, that type of thing, you can handle the situations that might come across you. We're so used to being like, for the most part, the absolute apex predator, and for those like odd kinks in us being the apex predator, as long as we're not doing something stupid like walking through forests on our own and like trying to fucking pull bear tails, we know that we can kind of engineer our way around problems as well. We're dangerous, we're resourceful, we're smart, we're like so fucking far advanced on every other life form on the planet. It's unreal. If we were to find out that instead of me saying that, it's a fucking jellyfish thing at the bottom of the ocean going, yeah, we're fucking vicious, we're smart, we've got technology, those fucking pink things up there have like absolutely no chance. I just don't know what it would do. Don't know what it would do to people.
I think it would freak them fucking out. That's what it
I
would
think
do. There's
biological-
no lock, no key, nothing. There's nothing you have that could protect you. You may get eaten tonight.
We've got a wild time over the next 2 years because, in a way, if nothing happens in 27, which is likely, really, because
Another
we've
2012, isn't it?
Yeah, and before that was like the 98 was a doomsday. I'm sure there was a doomsday in like 1995 as well. 2012, like not just the Mayan calendar, but like the Y2K. Sorry, is what I was going to think of. 2000. We have lived through every single apocalypse. We have a 100% success rate against apocalypses in our lifetime. Well done, people. We did it. We
Have
did
reached 8? I know we're not cats, but have we reached 8 yet?
I would imagine so. There's been loads. There's been loads, hasn't there? And I know it's a joke. Sorry, I should have helped sell that better. But if this comes and goes, then what is it like? Because I think then the conspiracy theory should turn to is, why are they fucking with us? Why are our own people fucking with us? That'll be my question come 2027.
Yeah, why is that our own kind in on it?
Because it that's the point there where we have to start going, right, it's probably not aliens. So what's the deal? Why are we doing this to each other?
Well, it's like that, and I can't remember the saying off by heart, but it's like what Sigourney Weaver says to Burke, and she says something along the lines of, I don't know what's worse, them or you, because you don't see them selling themselves out for a cut, where he'd sold his own kind out to get that alien sample. And I think maybe that's probably what's going on in the world right now. Whatever this thing is, whether it's aliens, demons, whatever, there's a deal being done.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hit JT follows JC up again and try and get him to come on.
He
the
was
show.
great.
Yeah, I'd like him because we jumped around a little bit on that show, and I'd like him to explain to me Satan's little season more, and the idea that we might be in Satan's little season. Like that's, yeah, I think that makes for a good show. Try and get him because we're pretty jacked through July. We've got some pretty cool guests. Then you're away towards the end of the month, and so there's going to be guest shows on there. Look to do it. Danny from the Rabbit Hole podcast is going to come back in twice in 1 week to fill in. We've got Nick coming back in as well in that time. So there's loads of stuff coming July. So I'll probably wait maybe a week or two into July before I hit JC up and try and get him back on the podcast. Like I say, if we can hammer down a day this week for Max Egan to come on, that'll be a pretty special show too.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, don't forget to do all the things on the way out. If you listen to this on Spotify, go give us a 5-star review. You've been doing so amazing with that. We are fastly approaching, like, I think it's 1,500 5-star reviews very soon.
We will be by the time I wake up tomorrow. In fact, maybe now let me just check the app, and then we can have like a live celebration together because are we there yet? Oh, so close. So we're like 2,000 between friends downloads away from on Spotify. This is just the Spotify numbers, from 700,000 downloads on Spotify alone. Yeah, so we are rapidly approaching the 1 million plays on Spotify, which, if you told me that we were going to get because obviously there's some extra stuff on top of that, because obviously we're on Apple and stuff like that, but we kind of treat Spotify as our primary platform when it comes to audio.
Definitely not YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube,
definitely not YouTube.
Believe it or not, we're actually doing pretty well.
Yeah. But yeah, if you told me that because we're about 3 or 4 months away from our first birthday, if you'd have told me that we'd be hitting over 1 million plays on Spotify before the end of the year, wouldn't have believed that. It's rocketed like over the last 3 weeks, maybe, like the follows and the plays have gone through the roof. Like we've been firing on all cylinders, and I thank you all like unbelievably for it.
Yeah,
Like
best thing you can do is share us out.
Yeah, and comment. Like the Spotify loves comments on, like, it's there. So if you hear something, every single one, I like if I don't, that's one of the reasons I heart the ones, unless someone says something particularly horrible. It's one of the reasons I heart all the comments, is because I want people to know that I've definitely read them. So if just drop us, just say hi. Even if you've got no input in the episode, just say hi. Just like give us a little wave, because Spotify loves that sort of stuff. Again, if you want, if the adverts fuck you off, then please go over to Patreon. $5.99, you get all the shows ad free. There's a separate RSS feed that you can put into your podcast app of choice. If you don't understand how to do that, get in touch with me. I will help you do it. What else have I forgot, Ollie? Well, I know we've got merch. The link to the merch store will be in this. 5-star review
this year, I think.
Yeah, but 5-star review on the way out. We passed 1,600. Sorry, 4,000. What are we on?
5-star reviews.
1,600. Yeah, is this 1,600 reviews or 1,400?
I have no idea.
I'll have to bring this up.
So I thought we were getting to 1,500. So if we pass 1,600, then get us to 1,000.
Sorry, no, yeah, sorry. Sorry, it's we're on an average of 4.6 rating. That's where I was getting confused. 1,400 5-star reviews we've got, or reviews we've got so far. So if you can jump on there, give us a review if you haven't already. They always go up because you have to listen to like 5 hours of shows before you can leave a 5-star review. Obviously, with our content, it's pretty fucking easy to get 5 hours. You can do that in a week if you haven't left a review and you're a new listener. Like, just listen for the rest of the week and leave a review. Thank you very much. I think that's it for everything, isn't it, Ollie?
It is. Yes, thank you so much, guys. Just share the word, the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. I need to get the hell out of here. I am sweating like a motherfucker. I honestly do feel like Bonnie Blue's vagina right now.
What? Battered
and wet, yeah.
See you later, people. Bye-bye.
It's so warm.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids. Visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Because we didn't. go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond